Have you ever considered the power of indifference? Pause for a moment and let that question sink in. Indifference, often perceived as apathy or disinterest, can indeed be a compelling force. In the vast annals of history, one story stands out, strikingly illustrating this power: the tale of Diogenes the Cynic and Alexander the Great. Now imagine this: Alexander the Great, the most powerful man of his time, standing before Diogenes, a man of no material possession. Alexander, in his magnanimity, offered Diogenes anything he desired. Yet to Alexander's surprise, Diogenes merely requested him to step aside and not block the sunlight. Such was the profound indifference of Diogenes. He had no interest in the power, wealth, or influence of Alexander. His freedom and authenticity were not for sale, not even to the greatest ruler of the time. This audacious display of indifference left an indelible impression on Alexander. Despite his vast empire, Alexander admired Diogenes for his confidence and his indifference to worldly possessions and power. This story illustrates how indifference can be a powerful and useful tool, a testament to personal freedom and authenticity in a world often dictated by social norms and conformity. In the pursuit of our true aspirations and self-expression, cultivating indifference towards societal conventions and opinions can be instrumental. Thinkers like Ralph Waldo Emerson advocated for such independent thinking, encouraging us to be true to ourselves and develop self-confidence, irrespective of others' opinions. Philosophers like Epictetus emphasized that our emotional reactions to circumstances largely depend on our attitude. By developing emotional fortitude through indifference to external events, we can cultivate a sense of inner peace and resilience. Indifference, when focused on controllable elements, can lead to rational decision-making by distinguishing between what's within our control and what's not. And by investing less emotional energy in the latter, we promote inner peace and continuous improvement. Diogenes' indifference to power and wealth was a testament to his freedom and authenticity, which even Alexander the Great admired. This is the power of indifference, a mindset that cultivates emotional resilience, mental strength, and leads to a more thoughtful and sustainable approach to life. Stoic philosophy emphasizes the power of indifference. The teachings of Ralph Waldo Emerson, a profound philosopher, echo this sentiment. Emerson was a strong proponent of individualism and self-reliance. He advocated for an indifference to societal expectations and pressures. He believed that being true to oneself and developing independent thinking was far more valuable than conforming to societal norms. In his view, valuing one's own opinion above others was the key to cultivating self-confidence and authenticity. Now let's talk about Epictetus. A former slave turned influential Stoic philosopher, Epictetus taught that our emotional reactions to circumstances are not dictated by the events themselves, but by our attitude towards them. He promoted the development of emotional fortitude through indifference to external events. According to Epictetus, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This perspective is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. These philosophers highlight the significant role of indifference in liberating us from societal constraints and emotional turmoil. Indifference, as they illustrate, is not about being cold or unfeeling. Instead, it's about focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we can't. It's about understanding that our worth is not determined by external validation, but by our own self-belief. Indifference allows us to navigate life with authenticity and independence. It frees us from the shackles of societal expectations, enabling us to live according to our true values. It fosters self-confidence, empowering us to stand up for what we believe in, even when faced with adversity. Emerson's and Epictetus's teachings remind us that indifference can be a potent tool for personal growth. It encourages us to rise above societal pressures and emotional disturbances, to live in alignment with our true selves, and to cultivate emotional resilience. Embracing the power of indifference, as advocated by these philosophers, can lead to a life of authenticity and independence. This is the essence of Stoic philosophy. It's a call to break free from the chains of societal expectations and emotional reactions, to embrace the power of indifference and to live a life of freedom, authenticity, and independence. Cultivating indifference is about focusing on what's within our control. This is a crucial tenet of Stoic philosophy and a powerful tool for personal growth. But what does it really mean to cultivate indifference? Imagine a garden teeming with a variety of plants. Some are within your care. You water them, prune them, and provide them with the sunlight they need. Others, however, are beyond the garden's fence, subject to the whims of nature and out of your control. Your emotional energy is the water that nurtures these plants. By focusing on what's within your control, you can ensure that your energy is used efficiently, nurturing the plants that will bear fruit and not wasted on those beyond the fence. Now let's translate this to our lives, our thoughts, our actions, our responses. These are the plants within our garden. The opinions of others, the state of the world, the passing of time, these are beyond the fence. By distinguishing between controllable and uncontrollable elements, we can invest our emotional energy wisely, fostering growth and promoting inner peace. This doesn't mean we neglect the world around us. Rather, we approach it with a sense of detachment, understanding that we cannot control everything. This detachment isn't cold or uncaring, it's a form of acceptance. We allow ourselves to experience joy, sadness, anger without becoming consumed by these emotions. We understand that specific results are often beyond our control, shifting our focus instead to the process and effort, the watering, the pruning, the nurturing. This perspective frees us from the burden of expectation, allowing us to grow and adapt in response to life's challenges. We become more resilient, more open to change, and less likely to be swayed by external pressures. We become like Diogenes, unshakable in the face of power and influence. Cultivating indifference is not about being cold or uncaring, but rather about investing our emotional energy wisely. It's about recognizing what we can control and accepting what we cannot. It's about cultivating a garden that thrives regardless of what lies beyond the fence. Indifference can also lead to more rational decision-making. This idea is deeply rooted in Taoist teachings, which emphasize deriving satisfaction from the simplest pleasures of life, rather than pursuing material wealth and status. The Taoists believed in seeking out the inherent joy found in nature, in solitude, and in living in harmony with the world around us. They posited that the desire for more, the constant chase for wealth and status, often leads to dissatisfaction and inner turmoil. By being indifferent to these external trappings, we make room for genuine happiness and contentment. But how does indifference promote rational decision-making? Well, consider this. Our emotional states and prejudices often cloud our judgment. We've all experienced moments when our emotions have led us to make impulsive decisions only to regret them later. By being indifferent to these emotional states, we can create a mental space where rationality can thrive. Indifference in this context doesn't mean apathy or disinterest. It means not allowing our emotions and biases to dictate our decisions. It's about taking a step back, examining the situation objectively, and making a decision based on facts and logic, rather than impulses and feelings. Rational decision-making also involves considering all the available information and options, rather than being swayed by a single perspective or a powerful emotion. Indifference helps us achieve this by reducing the influence of emotional biases and external pressures. It enables us to weigh the pros and cons, to consider the long-term implications, and to make strategic decisions that will benefit us in the long run. So indifference is not just about rejecting societal norms or expectations. It's about gaining clarity, promoting rationality, and making decisions that align with our true values and goals. It's about shifting our focus from the uncontrollable external factors to the controllable internal ones, from the outcome to the process, from the destination to the journey. Indifference, then, is not just a state of mind, but a tool for making better decisions. It's a powerful ally in our quest for personal growth, freedom, authenticity, and independent thinking. Indifference can contribute to mental well-being. It's not about being cold or uncaring. Rather, it's about selective indifference, a powerful tool that can be employed to reduce stress and promote calm. Imagine a world where the ceaseless buzz of societal expectations, the relentless pursuit of material wealth, and the constant pressure to conform no longer hold sway over your peace of mind. This isn't an unreachable fantasy, but a reality that can be achieved through the cultivation of selective indifference. The world around us is a whirlwind of stimuli, constantly pulling at our attention, demanding our energy and time. Selective indifference allows us to create a mental space, a sanctuary within our minds, free from the incessant demands of the external world. By being selectively indifferent, we can direct our focus towards what truly matters to us and gently let go of the rest. This reduces stress, promotes calm, and creates the mental space necessary for introspection and personal growth. But the power of indifference extends even further. It also serves as a catalyst for creativity and innovation. When we're indifferent to societal norms and expectations, we're free to explore, to push boundaries, to innovate. We're not constrained by the fear of judgment or the desire for approval. We can think outside the box, challenge the status quo, and bring our unique visions to life. Indifference is not just about what we choose to ignore, but also about what we choose to embrace. By being indifferent to the noise and distractions of the world, we can focus our energy on our passions, our dreams, and our values. This freedom to pursue what truly matters to us can lead to a more fulfilling and authentic life. Embracing indifference can lead to a more thoughtful and sustainable approach to life, promoting mental strength and resilience. It's about understanding that we have the power to choose our reactions, to decide what deserves our energy and what doesn't. By choosing indifference to unjustified thoughts or harsh judgments, we can build mental strength, withstand external negativity, and cultivate emotional resilience. In the end, the power of indifference lies not in apathy, but in the freedom it grants us to live authentically, independently, and without fear.